Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Nigah Med Guide. Today we are going to discuss about histological structure of alimentary canal. First we should know about what is alimentary canal. Alimentary canal is also known as gastrointestinal tract and it contains all primary organs of digestive system. It is a long tube through which food passes. It starts from the mouth and ends at anus. So food first enters in the mouth, then goes through all organs of alimentary canal that are oropharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and finally undigestible part is eliminated through anus. So let's start discussing histological layers of all these organs, and interestingly these all organs have same histological structure with some exceptions as well. Alimentary canal has four tissue layers from inside going outward. These are mucosa, submucosa, muscle layer, serosa or adventitia. You can understand by this diagram. This is lumen, that is hollow space or hollow tube through which food passes. So the innermost layer is mucosa, and mucosa is in direct contact with food. Mucosa has further three layers. The inner one is epithelium, middle layer is lamina propria, and the outer one is muscularis mucosa. Next, deep to mucosa is submucosa. This is the part of submucosa. Deep to submucosa is muscle layer, and muscle layer has further two layers that are inner circular layer and outer longitudinal layer. The most outermost layer of alimentary canal is serosa or adventitia. Mucosa, the innermost layer, has further three sublayers, and you can understand easily by this diagram. The most innermost layer is epithelium, middle layer is lamina propria, and outermost layer is muscularis mucosa. First we will talk about epithelium, that is also known as mucous membrane. It varies according to region, as it is stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium in mouth, pharynx, esophagus and anal canal. But it is simple columnar epithelium in stomach, small intestine, large intestine and rectum. The functions of epithelium in digestion is protection, secretion and absorption. Next is lamina propria, and it consists of loose connective tissue containing glands, lymphatic tissues, lymphoid tissues such as mucosa associated lymphoid tissue. The outermost layer is muscularis mucosa, and it consists of thin layer of smooth muscles, and it provides involutions of mucosal layer such as villi in small intestine, as you can see in this picture. Just deep or beneath the mucosa is submucosa, and it is broad layer of dense connective tissue. This is part of submucosa, and there are blood vessels such as veins and arteries. Nerves and glands are present in submucosa. Submucosal plexus, that is also known as Meissner plexus, is also present in submucosa, and it is network of nerves, a part of enteric nervous system that provides sympathetic and parasympathetic nerve supply to these layers. Muscularis or muscle layer. It is found beneath or deep to submucosa, and it is further composed of two layers that are made up of smooth muscles. These layers are inner circular muscle layer and outer longitudinal muscle layer. As you can see in this picture, there are inner circular muscle layer and outer longitudinal muscle layer. Between these two layers, myenteric plexus is present, that is also known as Orbeck's plexus, that is network of nerves providing nerve supply, and it is responsible for peristaltic movements of alimentary canal. And there are some exceptions regarding muscularis or muscle layer. Esophagus contains skeletal muscle in its upper parts instead of containing smooth muscle like other organs. Stomach has three muscle layers, instead of containing two muscle layers like other organs, and these muscle layers are inner oblique muscle layer, middle circular muscle layer, and outer longitudinal muscle layer. Large intestine does not contain continuous longitudinal layer, and it has incomplete longitudinal muscle layer and forms three bands of tissues that is called tinea coli that leads to formation of sacculations and hostra, as you can see in this picture. The most outermost layer of alimentary canal is serosa or adventitia, and it is superficial to muscularis or muscle layer. Serosa and adventitia are opposite to each other. Serosa is present in organs that are intraperitoneal, means inside the peritoneal cavity, like stomach, small intestine, large intestine, anus, and rectum. It consists of connective tissue and epithelium. Instead of serosa, organs that are retroperitoneal, means outside or behind the peritoneal cavity, like mouth, pharynx, and esophagus, contains adventitia, that is dense sheath of collagen fiber. Adventitia contains connective tissue like serosa but does not have epithelium. A question arises here, what is peritoneum? But don't confuse peritoneum with histological layers of alimentary canal that we have studied. Peritoneum is a serous membrane that lines the abdominal cavity. As in this picture, blue colored membrane shown here is peritoneum, as it is lining the abdominal cavity. It has two layers that are parietal peritoneum and visceral peritoneum. Parietal peritoneum lines the abdominal wall, while visceral peritoneum lines the abdominal organs. There is a hollow space between these two layers, that is peritoneal cavity, and it contains peritoneal fluid that act as lubricant to prevent friction between these two layers. Let's summarize all this lecture. Alimentary canal has four main histological layers. The most innermost layer is mucosa. Mucosa has further three sublayers. Inner one is epithelium. Middle layer is lamina propria that contains lymphatic tissues, glands, etc. The outer layer is muscularis mucosa. Deep to mucosa is submucosa, and it contains blood vessels, nerves, Meissner plexus, and glands. Deep to submucosa is muscle layer, that is also known as muscularis. Muscle layer has further two layers made up of smooth muscles that are inner circular muscle layer and outer longitudinal muscle layer. Between these two layers, mesenteric plexus is present, providing nerve supply. Deep to muscle layer is serosa or adventitia, that is the most outermost layer of alimentary canal. Serosa is present in intraperitoneal organs, while adventitia is present retroperitoneal organs. If you found my video helpful, then kindly subscribe, like, and share my channel.